Hello and welcome back to Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this special Resident Evil live stream, I will be celebrating 25 years of Resident Evil. Insane, actually, when you think about it. And I will be discussing the Resident Evil Reboot
First
movie.
one here.
First one here. Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Who is it? It is Fortnite Gamer 123. Hello to you, man, and welcome to Green Hill Gaming. Welcome to my very special Resident Evil live stream, man, where I'll be celebrating 25 years of Resident Evil, and I'll be talking about the upcoming Resident Evil reboot movie. Oh, and also, I'll be actually playing Resident Evil 3
anniversary.
25th anniversary. I feel ancient, Fortnite Gamer 123. I feel like a fossil is how I feel, talking about 25 years of my beloved Resident Evil series. But I'll actually be playing the remake of Resident Evil 3 to celebrate 25 years of Resident Evil. In fact, today marks, in Japan, it marks 25 years since the original Resident Evil
It's on
released.
Resident Evil 7 or 8.
Resident Evil Village, aka Resident Evil 8, yeah man, on the way, releasing in just a couple of months' time in June. I'm hyped for Resident Evil Village. I want to see what the hell Chris Redfield is up to. So yeah, it was on this day, today, in Japan, that the original Resident Evil, in Japan it's called Biohazard, released. And yeah, I feel like
Oh boy.
a
God of
mummy.
War 2 16th anniversary stream, Elbow Cup.
God of War 2 16th anniversary stream. Well, as great as a series God of War, as great as a series the God of War games, what the hell am I saying? As great.
I know this has nothing to do with Resident Evil, but did you hear the new MK11 movie?
I will get to that in a moment. Chad, as great as God of War is, this live stream is all about Resident Evil. And Chad, welcome to my special Resident Evil live stream, where I will in fact be celebrating 25 years of my beloved Resident Evil series by playing Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I'll be discussing the Resident
Sup,
Evil
Fortnite
reboot
gamer.
movie as well. So Chad, hope you're keeping well and enjoy the
Mark
live
her
stream.
calendar's April the 16th new movie.
April the 16th is the release date for the Mortal Kombat reboot movie. But this live stream, lads, it's all about Resident Evil. I'm actually very excited to play Resident Evil 3 Remake to kick
About Mortal Kombat movie, yes.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah, man, I'm hyped for the Mortal Kombat movie, actually, to be honest with you. I really am. I'm a lot more hyped for the Resident Evil reboot movie. I'm a lot more hyped for the Mortal Kombat reboot movie than I am for the Resident Evil reboot movie, and you will find out why in this live stream. So to kick off um, the celebrations for Resident Evil, to celebrate 25 years of Resident Evil, I'll be playing, of course, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I'm actually very excited to play it on PS5 because it has some lovely advantages on PlayStation 5,
Have you
including
figured out how to see the movie? Reptile and Crow might be in the movie.
as of now, I have not, Chad Middleton, but I'm hoping that, like Monster Hunter, the Monster Hunter movie, I'm hoping that somebody somehow uploads onto YouTube. That's what I'm dreaming for. I would
can.
love if that happened, to be honest with you. Um, you can. How? Tell us. Reveal all, Fortnite Gamer. Reveal all. Reptile and Goro might be in the movie. Oh, Goro is in the movie. That's confirmed. As for Reptile, it's a possibility. There's some sort of creature that resembles Reptile that has been seen in the trailers. But Goro is 100% confirmed for the Mortal Kombat reboot movie. But Resident Evil 3 Remake on PS5 has HDR.
Monster Hunter got uploaded on YouTube. The first 13 minutes a reaction channel made, a vid let me see channel.
That's right, Chad. Monster Hunter got uploaded onto YouTube. I was able to watch the whole movie from start to finish on YouTube. The first 13 minutes reaction channel made. Yeah, some journalists were lucky enough to view the first 13 minutes of Mortal Kombat, and it's amazing. But hey, lads, forget Mortal Kombat, forget Monster Hunter, forget God of War. This is all about Resident Evil, lads. Resident Evil. I'm only half joking. I'm half joking. I'm half joking. I have no problem chatting away to you, but this is all about Resident Evil. So Resident Evil 3 Remake on PS5 has HDR. It has improved.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. It has improved frames per second, and it utilizes the light on the DualSense controller, the light around the touch panel area. So when Jill Valentine takes damage, the light will change. So if her health is fine, the light will be green. If her health is caution, it'll be yellow. And if her health is in danger, it'll be red. So I'm looking forward to some PS5 advantages with Resident Evil 3 Remake. So let's kick off 25 years of my favorite video game series of all time. 25 years of Resident Evil. Let's kick off celebrations by playing some Resident Evil 3 Remake. Enjoy, lads. Enjoy. I'm going to do standard difficulty because I want to be able to enjoy the game. Now, the opening to Resident Evil 3 Remake gives me goosebumps. No more because with COVID-19 still a problem in the world. This opening
in modern history.
Angry mob parties are bracing for more rioting tonight.
He was knocked unconscious.
I mean, doesn't that look familiar, everyone, in the real world right now?
Officials can't say.
Commitment, honesty, integrity, these are the core values that create the foundation for Umbrella.
Resident Evil 3 is actually one of my favorite Resident Evil games.
It's this foundation that will continue to build a brighter future for all of us.
So by playing this game, it's a great way to celebrate 25 years of my favorite video game series of all time, Resident Evil.
Like SpongeBob himself said, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it, Fortnite gamer. You're gonna love this remake. It's a controversial game, Resident Evil 3 Remake. You either love it or you hate it. I gotta say, I liked this remake. I like it a lot. So, Resident Evil 3 Remake. Just waiting for Jill Valentine to get on her feet. It all kicks off in Jill Valentine's apartment. I'm just looking down at my lovely DualSense PlayStation 5 controller, and I can see that the light is green. Green for Green Hill Gaming. But actually green because Jill Valentine's health right now is perfect. Her health is fine, so the light on my DualSense controller is green, and it's a nice little feature. I like it. It's right there, like in front of you. Like, it's just, I love it. So one of the things that I like about the Resident Evil 3 remake is the game delves much deeper into the lore. of Resident Evil 3 that just simply was not there in the original Resident Evil 3. This is Jill Valentine's apartment. This is where...
Green Hill, did you see my vid about you?
Oh my god, I did not. I have not seen that video. Oh my god. I will have a look at that video first thing tomorrow morning. That is just... That's amazing. You've made a video about me. Damn, I feel famous. I have not seen the video, but I will check that video out, I promise you. Whoa. Okay. Was not expecting that. So this is where Jill Valentine lives. And after the mansion incident, Jill Valentine would have spent a lot of time in this apartment planning her next move against the Umbrella Corporation to seek justice for Raccoon City and its citizens. And it's nice to be able to kind of experience that, to be in her apartment and to see this massive mission board there on her wall, like planning out her next moves, and where she would have researched the Umbrella Corporation even further. It's nice that you can experience this. Like, what I don't want from a remake is a carbon copy of the original game, because that's not a remake, that's a remaster. What I want from a remake is a complete back to the drawing board experience. So again, what I like about the remake is that it takes the original and it just completely expands upon it. So yeah, we're inside Jill Valentine's apartment right now. She got a pretty shit, if I can say, pretty shit TV right now. But then again, Resident Evil 3 takes place in the the late 90s, so you can forgive Jill Valentine for having a terrible TV. And I'm absolutely loving the HDR. Thanks to the PS5. Again, if you play a Resident Evil 3 remake on PS5, you can take advantage of HDR. It also has improved frames per second, and as I mentioned, the fantastic light on the DualSense controller. Now just look at the level of detail just in this apartment alone. Again, this is where Jill Valentine lived, she slept, she probably had many nightmares after the mansion incident. And again, she would have planned her next move against the Umbrella Corporation on that mission board there on the wall. And it's just nice to see all that detail. I know a lot of people don't like the remake of Resident Evil 3, but I really do like it. And I'm going to point out as much as possible all the reasons why, and I'm going to show you, all the reasons why. And I think to start off, I just like the fact that you start off the game in her actual apartment. It just gets a lot more personal. And I'm just taking my time right now. I did this when I first started playing it actually as well.
I don't remember a Sackboy stream I was in.
I was waiting. I do indeed. I was just waiting to see, was that you first, Fortnite Gamer, in case somebody else joined the live. But yeah, I do indeed. I remember it like it was yesterday. So it must be pretty hot in Raccoon City right now, even though the rain is pouring down, because she's got her fan. I know there's a document around here somewhere, but I want to kind of just pay more attention to what you're seeing here. So this is a map of Raccoon City. So she would have been planning. A lot of her plans were obviously centered around different locations around Raccoon City. So
remember when I played Fortnite and got a dub for you? I
remember. So she's obviously taken a picture of a building, of a facility, an Umbrella facility, and she's questioning Umbrella. Why are Umbrella here? But it's obviously within Raccoon City. She's investigating. She's obviously investigating this person here
I
who...
got Apex and I bet I can get a win for you there.
Oh, did you get Apex Legends? Nice, man. I'd say you could. I'd say you could get a win. This is a photograph of her colleagues, stars. So I'm just going into a lot more detail. That could be Chief Brian Irons there.
I'm pretty good. Nice.
Oh, I bet you are, man. I bet you are. So Jill Valentine did not go on a vacation after the mansion incident. She did not stop her fight against the Umbrella Corporation, her attempt to expose the Umbrella Corporation to Raccoon City. So she took it upon herself to continue her investigations into the Umbrella Corporation and to get justice, because she, along with her stars colleagues, were not listened to by the Raccoon City Police Department because Umbrella got to them. Albert Wesker, the captain of Stars
acquired by
Alpha
Xbox.
Team.
New Resident Evil movie exclusive to Windows 10, Elbow Cup.
Get the hell out of here, Damien. Unleash Mr. X on Damien. No, unleash Nemi. Get the Nemesis after Damien for those blasphemous comments. Damien, buddy, welcome back to Green Hill again, and welcome to my very special Resident Evil live streamer. I'm celebrating 25 years of my beloved Resident Evil series. We're playing Resident Evil 3 Remake, and later on I'll be discussing the Resident Evil Reboot movie. So, how are you getting on, Damien? And I hope you enjoy the live stream. So, Albert Wesker, captain of the Stars Alpha Team, was actually an operative within Umbrella Corporation. Chief Brian Irons of the Raccoon City Police Department was taking bribes by the Umbrella Corporation to keep his smoke quiet. So there was no way that the Raccoon City Police Department was going to listen to Stars and Jill Valentine, because Umbrella got to them. But she wasn't going to stop. She wasn't going to stop her fight against the Umbrella Corporation. And this right here is basically what she was doing. I know there's a document around here somewhere. I love my documents because I like my lore. Anyone who knows me knows I love my lore of Resident Evil. So I think it's in the back room. There's a document somewhere. But sorry, I know we're doing all this like backtracking and running on the circles and stuff, but it's what I'm all about. There's definitely a document here somewhere.
Almost got the dub.
Almost got the W. You'll get there, man. You'll get there. So this is Jill Valentine's fridge, where she has a lot of Jill sandwiches. Jill sandwiches. Hardcore Resident Evil fans will get that joke. Lads, there's definitely a document. I know there's a document. And I'm actually convinced it's on here, like it's on here. It's glitched. The document is glitched. No, realistically I just forget where it is. But it's obviously not on this wall.
Green Herb Gaming coming back when Xbox acquires Sega, Elbow Cup.
There's more of a chance of me flying into hell on the back of a flying pig to go ice skating in hell than those two things ever happening. Let me tell you. Let me tell you now. Where's that document? So I don't want to... I want to go back out. So I end up glitching the game or something, because Nemesis will come at me and I won't even have a weapon. Like, I know this is not the most entertaining of content right now, because I'm just looking for a lost document, but there is definitely a document. Or did I get it already, maybe? I can't even open the thing here. Has anybody played this game recently? Can they confirm to me that
You
there's a
excited
document?
for RE8 multiplayer beta?
Not particularly too excited for it because I've never really been a huge fan of Resident Evil multiplayer. But I'm intrigued by it, and I'm going to give it a go. I know the beta is coming out next month, so I'm looking forward to it. But not hugely excited for it. Not hugely excited for it. But I'm interested. I'm interested, definitely. Okay, Jill, let's go. Let's look in the mirror. This is Jill Valentine. She's been through a lot. Are we going to get her gun? Oh no, we're going to... Wash hands. Wash hands. Jill Valentine getting the frightening, like... PTS flashback of the mansion incident.
I can't wait to be the mastermind on RE Resistance, Johnny.
And then 5 minutes later, I hate this game. Oh man.
How's things, Chad?
What a letdown that was. And this is a great scene here. Like, this is a fantastic scene here. Oh man, she's definitely got something. Can we just focus on that scene here? Because this is another reason why I love the Resident Evil 3 remake, is you really get to sense just what exactly Jill Valentine went through in the mansion incident and how it has affected her on a psychological level. You don't experience what Jill experienced in the mansion incident, like seeing her colleagues being just completely ripped apart and eaten by monsters. Find out that her boss, Albert Wesker, was involved in all of it. You don't go through that and go around Raccoon City with fucking like a mini skirt like Jill did in the original Resident Evil.
Elbow cup.
Leon is alright, but he's definitely not the greatest of all time. He's alright, but I just liked how the remake delves deeper into how the mansion incident affected Jill Valentine. You could see that there with her PTS, like flashback there, like a nightmare, basically. So I love that. I love that. You don't get that in the original, and this is what the remake can add to the Resident Evil 3 experience.
Elbow cup.
Yeah, she doesn't have a leather jacket. She's not going around like, look at me, I'm so cool. No, she's broken. She's a broken individual, and I think that's what Village is going to show of Chris Redfield as well. Like, these are real people. Like, well, in the games anyway. There's a level of realism that in the remakes that you just don't get in the original. Like, this is a person who who went through hell. In every sense of the word. And it's going to affect somebody psychologically, and that is what the remake shows you, and that's what I like about the remake, because it adds more to the lore. I love it.
3 more days, then I can kiss this town goodbye.
So Jill Valentine is actually about to leave Raccoon City. Her plan was to join her star's colleagues, Chris and Barry, to go to.
That Alberto Del Wesker is no more elbow cup.
Chris broken that Alberto Del Wesker is no more. They're broken individuals, Chris and Jill Valentine, from what they experienced in the mansion. But they were actually planning on going to Europe, to Umbrella's headquarters, to confront them and to investigate them further. That was Jill Valentine's plan, but we're going to soon find out that, planning can go according to plan. You can see right now, Raccoon City is not looking too well right now. The T virus has escaped. Jill Valentine knows what the virus is. The people of Raccoon City right now don't. And again, you get to experience this. You get to experience this, and you just don't experience in the original. Now, I think I can have a look for that document as soon as I leave this part. Oh no, I'll just switch on the light here, don't I? I don't want to miss anything, you know. There we go. Okay, so this is Jill's report.
Experience it in 60 FPS, elbow cup.
Yeah, man, I'm actually looking forward to experiencing this in 60 frames per second. It already looks fantastic in HDR. I'm looking at the lovely green light on the DualSense controller indicating that Jill Valentine's health is fine. So I'm actually loving the PS5 upgrades, I really am. So September 26th, 1998. So if anyone who doesn't know, the game takes place in the late 90s. It's already been 2 months. I want you to take note of that opening sentence, everyone, because I'm going to be talking about the Resident Evil Reboot movie later on. And I want you to take note of this part here. So it's September 26th, 1998. It's already been 2 months since that mess with Umbrella, aka the mansion incident. Take note of that. Thanks to the suspension. Oh, by the way, Jill Valentine was suspended for investigating the Umbrella Corporation and for blaming them for the mansion incident because Umbrella got to the Raccoon City Police Department, so they wouldn't listen to her. Investigations haven't progressed exactly as I'd hoped. Perhaps this written record of what I found would prove to be my final duty as a STARS officer. I can only hope...
Jill spreading fake news.
No, Chad, it's real news. Get the hell out of here. I can only hope that it helps lead to the truth. The truth, Chad.
Apex, it's too hard. I'm beat second for you.
Don't worry about it, Fortnite gamer.
Minecraft.
Don't worry about it. Minecraft. Okay, I've less on Minecraft then. The T virus. Those infected by this virus seem to become literal zombies. It appears to be communicable via several different avenues outlined below. A bite from an infected individual, allowing the mixing of bodily fluids, contact with crows which have eaten infected...
I might beat Minecraft for you.
You're going to beat Minecraft for me. Thank you, man. I feel honoured. Due to the strength of the virus, airborne infection cannot be discounted. It should be noted that those who survived the incident have not yet developed symptoms. It's unclear whether this is because the virus has a long incubation period or because we just happened to be resistant to the infection. We ought to remain vigilant even after this investigation period ends. As for me, aside from my minor difficulties, sleeping, I seem to be in fine...
music start playing.
It seems to be, I seem to be in fine shape. Still, I shouldn't be too hopeful. After all, this could just be an extended incubation. So you can see that Jill is trying to inform people of what she experienced in the mansion incident, inform them about the T virus, what it can do, and how to stay vigilant. And she's basically explaining how it's affected her sleep pattern, one of the least of her symptoms, to be honest with you. And these are some of her investigation notes on Umbrella, the people behind the T virus, behind the mansion incident, behind her entire nightmare so far. Pharmaceutical company, industry leader in market share, focuses on military weapons developed while maintaining cover as a pharmaceutical company, also secretly developing bioweapons. T-virus outbreak at the Arklane Mountains Research Facility precipitated the mansion incident. I can't read. Conspiring with Raccoon City leadership, large donations to Mayor Warden's office effectively controls the city. So this is something you don't see, I think, too much in the...
It started with Johnson & Johnson's baby powder elbow cup.
that innocent-looking baby powder. Not so innocent after all. You put some of that powder on you, you become a zombie. But this is something you don't see in the original either. Is just how powerful the Umbrella Corporation are, and you just get this real sense of how they have control effectively of this city and how it's kind of gotten in the way of Jill Valentine trying to bring Umbrella to justice. Something you don't see in the original. So again, this is why I love the remake. It adds to the lore of Resident Evil 3 that you just don't get in the original. Man, I love the HDR.
Zombie cocaine, pretty much.
Pretty much zombie cocaine. Best way to put it. Best way to put it. Zombie cocaine.
Lockdown until June, elbow cup.
Happy days. Happy days. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. Happy days. Oh, Jill Valentine is a fan of pizza. If I didn't like Jill Valentine anymore, well, I like her even more
Zombies
now.
lucid dreams.
Zombies lucid dreams.
It'll all the one for you, Johnny. Getting RE Village will be you locked down for a few months regardless of the pandemic.
Exactly. Man, I don't even care anymore, man, to be honest with you. I really don't even care anymore about COVID and lockdown and anymore. I mean, like, I'm just done. I'm done. You know? Message from a colleague. To Jill Valentine. Hi, hotshot. How are you holding up? I still can't believe Irons suspended you. Well, I can, because Irons was taking bribes from the Umbrella Corporation to remain quiet. It's such bullshit. He ought to pin a medal on you for making it out of that hellhole back in July. Of course, you're going to poke
150,000 fully vaccinated, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy, first country to get vaccinated, face with tears of joy, face with tears of joy. If you are an introvert, clap hands asterisk claps asterisk.
Man, the Irish government can't even handle an outbreak of the common cold, man. Fuck's sake, they wouldn't be able to handle fucking a couple of kids having chicken pox, man, let alone vaccinating people for COVID-19. If you are an introvert, clap your hands. I hope you're not mad at me for keeping my head down. Everything's been happening so fast. Stars was the price of the force. When the chief disbanded us out of nowhere, I thought for sure I was going to lose my job. So Star's investigations into the Umbrella Corporation, like during the Mansion incident, it's all been completely brushed aside by Raccoon City Police Department and Chief Brian Aarons, because Chief Brian Aarons is basically working with the Umbrella Corporation, taking bribes from them to remain quiet. So Star's investigations were just put to a halt. Word has it you're planning to leave Raccoon City. I figured you wouldn't take the suspension lying down. Definitely not Jill Valentine. Just promise to watch your back. Umbrella won't sit by while you try
Prince
to...
Philip doing fine, elbow cup.
Man, Prince Philip looks like a zombie on Viagra, man. What are you talking about? While you're trying to dismantle their business, take care, Jill. Brad Vickers, Star's Alpha Team. So this is a letter from Brad Vickers, one
if
of
you wanna die but watching Green Hill helps you clap, hands asterisk clapping intensifies asterisk. Stars without the T, elbow cup.
Dun dun dun. SARS virus.
If you want to die but watching Green Hill Gaming,
Ha. I love your random songs. So Brad Vickers was actually the pilot for Star's Alpha Team, and he fecked off and left his colleagues there in the mansion. P.S. Had to slip this message. Extra large mega meat supreme. It's on me and the guys. Oh, thank you, Brad. Well, it's the least he could do for abandoning his colleagues. The least he could do. I just love the level of detail in this apartment. Well, in the entire remake, to be honest with you. But just to see how Jill Valentine lived in Raccoon City it's nice, and I like it.
Prince Philip is a Nokia elbow cup.
he's as old as one. That's definitely for sure. That is for sure, man.
If her dad left you at 3, and you miss him but think he is in the Navy, clap her hands. Claps.
What? So random. Who could that be? Could be Chris Redfield. Asking me, yo Jill,
All right.
wanna go bowling?
Jill Valentine, Jill Halloween, Jill Christmas.
Jill Valentine, Jill Halloween, Jill Christmas, Jill Easter. Just a sec, I'm gonna look for some more documents before I answer that phone. Lads, I'm obsessed with documents, aren't I?
Or you could call back.
Yeah, what would actually happen if I didn't answer the phone? Jill Valentine has a lot of tidying to do, evidently.
Platinum this game, elbow cup.
I wonder how...
Should I start streaming on Twitch?
That's a good idea actually, Damien. I'm going to look at the platinum requirements, have a look and make a decision. Should I start streaming on Twitch? Why not? I'd recommend YouTube, personally, if you're going to stream, but it's completely up to you. But if you're interested in streaming, I'd say go for it, man. Definitely go for it. Oh, another document. Yes, an unsealed envelope. Interesting stuff. They've got me pinned down at home. Guys across the street are watching me from their window 24/7.
I like how Nemesis just goes full Kool-Aid man on the wall.
Doesn't he? Doesn't he
I'ma
just?
try BRB.
No problem. See you soon, man. Are they irons, men? Umbrellas? I don't know. And there's no real difference anyway. Definitely not, because they're both essentially umbrella. I know what they're trying to do. They want to wear me down, torment me into compliance, and it's working. I'm barely eating, barely sleeping. I'm going crazy. I feel like they're living... See you, man. Take it easy. But I won't let them win. I have to get out of the city and find a way to make them accountable. They'll send someone to silence me, of course. If you hear that I've been killed, or whatever, it is they do to people like me. My eyes are gone blurry. You must pick up the investigation where I left off. I've enclosed my files. They'll tell you everything you need to know, as long as this package isn't intercepted. I've been moving out at night. 5 days, wish me luck. That's probably either Chris Redfield or Barry Burton. And I think I've picked up every file. Alright, it is time to answer the phone. Who's calling me this hour of night?
Hello?
Jill, are you okay?
Brad, is that you?
Brad Vickers.
Listen, you gotta get out of there.
What are you talking about?
I don't have time to explain. You gotta get out of there right now.
All right, let me grab my...
Oh, let me grab my what? Gonna have to grab your shit that's coming down your legs right now, Jill. That is Nemesis, sent by the Umbrella Corporation to dispose of the remaining Stars members. So the truth of the Mansion incident will never get out. And you can see that he is no regular zombie. He's just taken 3 shots to the head from a handgun, and he's just not budging. One of the Umbrella Corporation's most deadliest bioweapons. Jill Valentine has never faced anything like Nemesis in the Mansion.
Johnny simping for Lady Dimitrescu elbow cup.
Never. Never. I'm simping for Nemesis. I'm simping for Nemesis. I love myself from Nemesis. The closest that Jill would have come to Nemesis would have been the Tyrant.
No way.
But not even the Tyrant comes close to Nemi. So I like this part of the remake also, and it's another reason why I just love the remake, is you get to see like Jill Valentine, you know, like desperately trying to get out of the city. You're experiencing the outbreak very early on from Jill's perspective, and she's been chased by Nemesis straight away. I just think it's done a lot better in the remake than it is in the original. Nemi just doing a ground pound through the ceiling. Showing off his lovely tentacles. I love that Nemi tentacles. And it's going to take a lot more than a shard of glass, Jill, to take down Nemesis. But Jill Valentine will try anything she can to take down her enemies. So this is a great scene. I mean, the escape scene. It's far better than a pre-rendered cutscene of Jill jumping through a fucking window. You know, in the original. And just look at this. Look at this. Nemi just grabbing Jill Valentine by the head and just flinging her like a rag doll. That is a strength of Nemesis. Dear God, legged. Oh my God, get out of here. And what an opening to a game. Oh my God, the HDR. I love it.
Can't stream but can make VADs.
No problem. How do you mean you can't stream? Oh, because you have to have 1,000 subs to actually like live stream on YouTube. But I forgot, like, I'm streaming from my PS5. PS4 and PS5 has a streaming feature, so you can stream directly from the console. I'm guessing you don't have a PS4 or a PS5, but if you do have a PS4 or a PS5, you can just stream directly from your console. But
if it doesn't bore you, Green Hill.
Maybe Uno if it doesn't. Uno? What's Uno? Ah, you're fine, man. You're not boring me at all. Oh, I'm loving the HDR. And this is just something you just see. There's so many advantages to remaking a PS1 game on PS4 hardware, and for it to be improved on PS5 hardware, but thanks to like HDR and improved frames per second, is you just get to see the game come to life a lot more. Like the citizens of Raccoon City, like card game. Wait, you want to play Uno with me? That is so random. Unfortunately, I am playing some Resident Evil 3 Remake right now, so I'm not in a position to play Uno with you. Don't know how to respond to that one. So, the game comes to life a lot more on next generation hardware. You get to see the citizens of Raccoon City desperately escape the city, and you get to see like just the lighting on that store just come to life. Everything comes to life a lot more in the remake, and it's amazing. It's Brad Vickers. Alright, Brad, let's get out of here.
What was that thing?
Damned if I know. But right now it's got a hard on for the only 2 stars left in town. You and me. I'm not sticking around. Just look around you. The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
I mean, just look at this. Everyone is running,
I don't know.
scared, screaming.
It's like Arclay on steroids.
You get to see Raccoon City's, desperate attempt at, survival come to life in every way. How could you not like this? If as a die-hard Resident Evil fan, how could you not like this? You know, this is just something you do not get in the original. Like, forget the clock tower. A clock tower is only a fucking clock tower. We've seen the clock tower. We've been in the clock tower. This is not a clock tower, but this is Raccoon City. This is where the game takes place. This is every time you play Resident Evil 3, you're in Raccoon City. But because of the remake, you get to see the city in more detail. You get to see more areas of the city. You get to see the citizens run and escape the city. I mean, forget the clock tower. Don't be consumed by a fucking clock tower. You know, there's a lot more to Resident Evil 3 than a fucking clock tower. You know, you get to see Raccoon City come to life in more ways than ever before, and it's amazing. It's just, oh, I love it. Probably one of the best, honestly, probably one of the best parts of this game is actually the opening.
We've got to be dreaming.
Oh, we're not dreaming, Jill.
Brad! Here they come!
Here!
There's so many.
Oh. Let's go, Brad. Let's have a point. Brad just flinging signs at the zombies. Menus at the zombies.
Don't think about it. We're gonna make a run for it.
Come on, Jill. We know how this ends.
No, I don't.
Are we still a team?
Always.
Then do me a favor. Don't fuck up like I did. Go!
It's actually nice to see Brad step up there, like, you know, because
I'm a go and make of it. I'm come back when done.
no problem. Enjoy, man. I'll be here for quite a while anyway. Enjoy. It's great that Brad Vickers is stepping up, because in Resident Evil 1, in the mansion incident, he's the pilot. He flies Star's Alpha team into the Raccoon Forest, and once he sees his colleagues being chased by zombie dogs and being eaten alive, he fucks off. He literally fucks off in a helicopter. He's like, I can't do this. He eventually comes back and saves them, but he's still fucked off, you know. So it's nice to see that he steps up and is a lot more brave, you know, in the remake, or in Resident Evil 3 in general. Not just the remake, but in Resident Evil 3. I just like walking through the streets of Raccoon City in HDR, and there's so much more detail in the city coming to life, as I mentioned, in so many ways. And to me, that's a lot better than just bring back the clock tower, as if that's Resident Evil 3. Thoughts on Resident Evil 3? The clock tower. What is it you like about Resident Evil? The clock tower. I mean, fucking hell, it's a clock tower. Get over yourselves. Like, everyone who hates this game mentions the clock tower. It's only a fucking location. It's not the definition of the game. Raccoon City is the biggest part of Resident Evil 3, in my opinion, or one of the biggest parts anyway, because it's where the game is set. You know, people live here. People's lives are in Raccoon City. You know, so to see the citizens desperately trying to escape the city, screaming in terror.
El Boca.
Bring back the police station. The police station is in the fucking game, Chad. What are you talking about? To see all this happening, to me, that's a lot more than just a clock tower. And the length of the game doesn't concern me. Doesn't concern me personally. It tells the story of Jill Valentine's final escape, at least of Raccoon City anyway. And it does a very good job of telling that story.
Sorry.
Oh my god, man. Zombies, remade zombies are just the best thing ever.
Tower, the Nemesis dogfight.
2 seconds now. We just kill this. Actually, Joe, just leave those zombies. Leave those zombies. Let me look down there a second. The clock tower features in the background of the remake, yes. I literally have no bullets at all. But this is only like, this is literally the opening of the game, so I don't really need to be shooting some zombies. I want to admire the view. Look at that, that's a school bus. You know, your imagination run wild. You don't really see, you know, children being eaten and killed by zombies in Resident Evil games. But the fact that you see a school bus, you know, you can kind of, and there's an orphanage in Resident Evil 2, so your imagination will fill in the blanks that you don't see like in the games. It's this asshole.
There's a helicopter waiting to take you to safety.
What safety? I'm not going out there.
The parking garage isn't far. I can
The only safe place is in here.
Well, you stay in the back of your truck then. Whatever makes you happy, you would. This is a key location from the original. So right now I'm doing what I always do. Pretty much every game that I play, but particularly Resident Evil games, I'm always just running around in the same area, just making sure that I haven't missed something. I always do that.
In the manhwa comic, he leaves his daughter and wife to die.
I did hear that actually. Yeah, I was watching a couple of Resident Evil YouTubers, and they mentioned that, right? Yeah, it's pretty deep stuff, indeed. Hello, doggies. Can't get me. Oh, is this Chad fucking off in a helicopter again? Fuck's sake, Chad. Can't hang around for 2 fucking minutes. I just love this. It's a lot more up close, personal and intense. The zombies are right there, like in your face, like. How could you not like this? I just don't understand. How could you not like this? This is a guy who, like, maybe 20 minutes ago was just working at a car park. You know? I know he's a zombie. Like, he lives in Raccoon City. He works in Raccoon City. He's a person. He exists. He's not just a pixelated blob that you won't take notice of. You know? I am referring to the original PS1. You know? Like, because it's a remake and because it's a lot more detailed, this is a real fucking, well, it was a real person anyway. Now it's a zombie. So I like that the remake can do that, you know, can add life to the game. I'm simping over the game, to be honest with you, I really am. I love it. I think it's a great remake. And I'm gonna point out every, oh my god, fucking cunt. Scared the shit out of me. I'm gonna point out every moment in the game where it's oh fuck. I'm not gonna, oh shit. Get out of my fucking face. I'm just hoping not to get bit there like this. Come on. I'm gonna try to avoid shooting zombies as much as possible in the game. It's hard to tell really, you know, it's so like fast kind of decision making, you know, you have to decide like very quickly like whether you're gonna shoot that zombie or not, like. You can't hang around and wait, like, you know. So to shoot or run. I will. Oh shit. That spare was to reload, what the hell? Take me away. No. That was my ride out of the city. Why did you do that?
I hope it's on the hardest difficulty or you're a plastic fan, El Boca.
Well, I am a plastic fan right now because I have it on standard difficulty. I wasn't going to go hardcore because I just wanted to enjoy the experience, and believe you me, I would not be enjoying the. Let's go GTA on this motherfucker. GTA, 10 points. But yeah, I definitely wouldn't have been able to enjoy the experience if I played it on hardcore. That's for sure.
Did you play it on Inferno?
Oh God, no. I would be completely bald if I had played this on Inferno. Still alive.
Be no longer a Rari fan face with tears of joy.
Man, I'm old. I'm too old for this shit, man. I'm too old for proving myself. Playing games on hard difficulty. I'm an OAP gamer. Now this guy just got shot by a rocket launcher. Just keep that in mind.
I got you.
Who are you?
Full on rocket launcher.
I'm saving you. Come on. Let's get you someplace safe.
What an opening. What an opening to a great game.
I think we're in the clear.
Hope so.
We've been bringing survivors here.
Here where?
My guys have converted some subway cars into a shelter. It's safe.
Won't he put his hands on her without her consent, El Boca?
Hashtag me too.
Who's the dipshit that closed this? Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
Hey, what do you know about that monster?
How dare he? What's weird is that comment didn't show up on my phone. So this is actually a brand new location to Resident Evil 3, exclusive to the remake, is the underground subway. You don't see that in the original. So again, like, you know, it's important to point out that like Resident Evil 3 is set in Raccoon City, and you don't really see a whole lot of Raccoon City in the original. So it's
Cancel
nice to
culture
see.
coming for you, Carlos El Boca.
Cancer culture. Fucking hell. Cancel culture is going to wipe out the Umbrella Corporation. It's not going to be Stars or Jill Valentine. It'll be cancel culture. It's coming for Carlos and the Umbrella Corporation and everyone who stands in the way. Come on, Carlos, lead the way.
I've never seen anything like it. But it's no zombie. It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man?
No thanks. He's all yours.
Yeah, Carlos is all yours. I don't swing that way.
I promise you're in good hands. I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS for short.
And right now, Jill is like, what? Did he just say he's with Umbrella? And he did.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
So in Village, is the main protagonist Ethan, or will there be a second protagonist?
Right now, Capcom are saying that Chris Redfield is the main character, so he will be the protagonist. We do know that Chris Redfield is in the game, and like he's always been a protagonist. Rumors and leaks and all that kind of jazz has been saying that there's going to be like a female character, and I think like another character is supposed to be playable as well. But as far as what is confirmed, Ethan Winters is the protagonist of Resident Evil Village. But who knows? what will be when the game gets
We're
released?
just here to help people. What's wrong with Umbrella?
What's wrong with Umbrella? Oh my god. Your company is responsible for infecting everyone.
Yeah. I don't know anything about all that. Look, you don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming? Come on. It's this way.
So Jill Valentine probably wants to put a bullet to Carlos' head right now.
Remember the fella, Elizabeth.
Oh, stop. I do, man. This Resident Evil YouTuber, or some YouTuber talking about Resident Evil anyway, talking about Resident Evil Village, and
Jill spreading that fake news.
he's like,
Hey man, it's me Lycra only with a different name. I hope you remember my XD.
Jill spreading that fake news. But yeah, David, I remember that, man. It was so funny. Larka, I do indeed remember you. Larka, welcome to Green Hill Gaming. How are you keeping? You're very welcome to my very special Resident Evil live streamer and celebrating 25 years of Resident Evil. On this day in Japan, the original Resident Evil, it was called Biohazard in Japan, released. So I'm celebrating 25 years of my beloved Resident Evil series by playing Resident Evil 3 Remake, and later on I'll be talking about the Resident Evil Reboot, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, I do remember you, man. How are you keeping? How are we getting on?
El shitpost on Latinoamerica Sun Mems Porcino Sabias XD. Hello Amy.
And Larka still does not get the fact that I don't speak
Am I late?
whatever language that is, but that's fine. Batman.
What's up, shitpost?
Batman, welcome to Green Hill Gaming. You're never too late for Green Hill Gaming. And you're very welcome to my special Resident Evil live stream, Batman, celebrating 25 years of Resident Evil by playing Resident Evil 3 Remake, and I'll be talking about the Resident Evil Reboot later on, so hope you're keeping well, and I hope you
Batman?
enjoy. And Larka, I don't know if you can understand, but I don't.
David.
Welcome back, Fortnite Gamer 123. What video did you do? Tell us all.
Hello Damien.
Oh wait, there's a couple of I think there's ammo, and there's a possibly a collectible here as well. The collectible raccoon figures, I think. Or maybe I'm just imagining it because I haven't played it for so long, to be honest. I'm going to step onto the subway first of all. Yeah.
Hey, Captain. This fine young lady could use our help.
Carlos, you didn't even think to ask fine young lady her name? She is an elite operative of RPD, Special Tactics and Rescue Service. Her name is something Valentine.
It's Jill.
Nice to meet you, Jill. I am UBCS Platoon Leader Mikhail Victor. My team was sent here to rescue civilians.
Right. How's that going for you?
Completely cut off, isolated. Most of the 100,000 civilians
Oh Hornball himself, elbow cup.
undead. My platoon has suffered serious losses. Just
Oh God.
keeping them alive is more than I can manage.
Well, you can thank your corporate overlords for that.
He's loving that Valentine, isn't he?
Well, we are doing all we
He wants a bit of that Jill sandwich, isn't he?
Get this subway train moving. We can evacuate some sort.
Sup Batman.
But we need help. My men cannot do this alone.
Hello everyone.
All right. I'm in. But I am on their side, not yours.
Oh, hey. It's cool. We all want the same thing.
Thank you, Jill.
All right, Super Cop. Here you go.
Uploading vid.
Use this to stay in contact.
I know what a radio is.
Good stuff, Fortnite Gamer. What video
We need to get
are you
geared
uploading?
up.
up to street level. You'll find supplies there.
All right.
Supplies? Sounds good to me.
Shit, Kevin. They really took a chunk out of you.
Nothing that I could miss.
It's about Uno.
Ah, cool, man. Uno. UBCS Ammo Crafting Guide. I know all this, I think. Yes, I know all this. So you can combine ammo to. You can combine gunpowder to create stronger ammo. So it's handy stuff now, lads. Handy stuff. Tabloid front page. The Cannibal Murders. A complete digest. Digest. Nice choice of words there, like, isn't it? In the grey of the morning on September 25th, a frantic caller telephoned the RPD to report an assault. A man described as a dishevelled, like a vagrant. What the hell? I love reading words that I can't pronounce. It's entertaining. Was attacking a passerby north of the Lambs Museum of Art. The responding officers discovered the mutilated corpse of a woman by some dumpsters nearby. Dozens of bite marks covered her body, and she had been dismembered, suggesting she had been eaten. Winters, the third known incident
Green of any
of
subs,
its
how
kind.
many do you want?
Of any subs, how many do you want? A billion. A billion subs. Come on, let's bring it on. Subscribe now. The third known incident of its kind to occur in Raccoon City this month. So who done it? Who done it? Who's been munching on man steak? That sounds so wrong. Who's been munching on man steak? We here at News Comet have a gnawing feeling that the so-called cannibal disease patients Spencer Memorial has been providing free treatment for since August might not be settling for just the cafeteria food. Our reporters have infiltrated Spencer Memorial, asked tough questions, and come back with horror stories that will make your stomach roil. Turn the page for the scoop. So everybody in Raccoon City wants to find out, what's behind these cannibalistic attacks on their fellow citizens. Jill Valentine has all the answers, but she's not being listened to, is she? That's the problem. She's not being listened to. Nobody wants to fucking listen to her. It's just too fucking late.
Jill, it's me again. You topside yet?
When are you going to play Crash Bandicoot 4? It's about time again.
I actually was playing that game twice today, man.
Let's start by restoring power.
Twice. And I streamed it twice as well.
Copy that. Let's do this fast.
Was my knife again? Or do I even have a knife? We got. I got myself a red herb.
I mean, stream it lol face with tears of joy.
Yeah, I streamed it. I streamed it twice today. Oh, you mightn't have been available to watch those live streams, which is totally fine. But just to let you know, I streamed Crash 4 twice today. How did I stream it twice? Wait, no. I'm actually confused now. Yeah, it was twice. Green Herb, the former name of my YouTube channel.
They'll be uploaded tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Take a little bit longer for them to be uploaded. Thanks, Damien, for clearing that up. Yeah, it'll take until tomorrow morning
Upload it?
for those live streams.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be uploaded tomorrow. But yeah, that's the thing about YouTube. It takes a little time for the live streams to become actual like videos for them to be uploaded. But yeah, thanks, Damien. They'll be uploaded tomorrow morning. There's some herb mixing right now, some mixed herbs. Gunpowder. I'm gonna mix these two because I think right now oh no, wait, I'm confused now. If I mix them together, I'm gonna get shotgun shells, aren't I? Yeah, so I'm gonna keep them until I can. But wait, I'm confused now. I haven't played this game for so long. Let me read my file on ammo crafting. Handgun ammo. 2. Oh no, it's fine. I got a bit confused, that's all. There we go. Handgun ammo. Sorted. And it's X to reload, okay. Cannot open this extremely locked case right now, but I will be able to later on in the game. UBCS herb, I know all about herbs, and first aid sprays, and all that jazz. I will save my data actually. It's a classic save room music, I love it. I think they actually added that in actually. Shortly after the release of Resident Evil 3 Remake, they actually added in the classic save room music for when you're saving the game.
We're survivors. We've got to get that train moving.
So look at this. Like this is Raccoon City, like at its worst. This is Raccoon City overcome by zombies, and you just see it like in a lot more detail, in a lot more horrific way. Will I shoot him? You know what? I'm gonna shoot him. Because only one, so. Terrible aiming, but.
Oh, coronavirus zombies.
Yeah, man, this is some serious strain of COVID-19 right there. I wanted to kill him because I wanted to kind of just show you this area here. So, like, this is just graphic. Like, this is gruesome. This is grim, to say the least. These are body bags of former residents of Raccoon City that hopefully won't come to life as zombies, but they would have lost their life to the outbreak. So it's something you don't see in the original, and again, it just adds a lot more, not so much lore, but just adds to the nightmare of the Raccoon City incident. You can hear in the background gunshots. It's just. It just tells the story of the outbreak. amazingly well, like in the remake. Oh, I need to keep an eye on the time because I will be discussing the Resident Evil Reboot movie as well. I always make sure that, oh jeez, see, I always make sure they're dead because of this. And the colour on my DualSense controller, the light on my DualSense controller has changed to yellow because the condition of Jill Valentine's health is on caution, and when it's on caution, the light will go, yeah, shit, it's gonna go orange now, I bet. No, still yellow.
Like when people get more subs, their videos are on the catalog, that means they are popular.
Oh, it's on red. I better take my handgun over here now. Like when people get more subs, their videos are on the catalog, that means they are popular. Yeah, that's right, that's right. That was my... will I use my green herb? I actually will. Take a chance. You can hear, like, on the intercom, like, you know, like the authorities, like, advising the citizens of Raccoon City, like, you know, to seek shelter, to evacuate. Like, you just don't hear and see that in the original.
Carlos, I've reached the main avenue. Which way do I go?
See a big transmission tower? That's the substation. You'll have to circle around through an alley to your right to get there.
You mean the alley that's on fire?
Maybe. Surely a tall drink of water like yourself can put out a few flames.
Fuck you.
Yeah. You tell him, Jill. Tell him.
Gotta put this out.
True.
I mean, like, there's zombies climbing over fences, and you just, again, you don't see that in the original, and it's something that the remake can only achieve, really.
He fire his rent.
Deep fried zombie. He fire his rent. I just went raiding on those zombies. Can I get a large fries?
I meant to say something else.
Ah, you're fine. The red jewel that goes into the clock, not the clock tower, but the clock was back further. I'm actually gonna put nothing into there. Actually, no, I think there's an iron box back further. I think so, anyway.
Use the fire hindrance.
I need a hose first, Mr. Batman. And once I get the hose, then I'll be able to put out that fire. Love that music. Ah shit, I thought I dodged.
The zombies are just waiting out the door just like I'm hungry.
I know, yeah. Hungry zombies, man. Boom. Now who's hungry for some deep fried zombies? Anyone? Deep fried zombies? No? Boom, headshot.
This must be the subway company's offices. Huh. Nothing.
And in true Resident Evil fashion, but you know, considering the city is under attack by a deadly virus, there's no power, so I have to activate the power before I can do anything here. And here is the hose. So by employee now. There's not really important documents, just telling you how to get a shotgun and shit like that. Everything's locked right now, so I'm actually getting a bit tired right now, so that's why as always, my vocabulary is going to shit right now. But I will be talking about the Resident Evil reboot shortly, so don't miss that. Exciting stuff. And Johnny bashes the Resident Evil reboot. Wait a second, I should actually be... Probably item box, and I'm going to put some in a second now. I'm actually going to shit, I don't know what to do. No, I'm gonna put them away. Inventory management, one of the biggest parts of Resident Evil. Oh, Jesus! Bastard. Scared the genuinely, scared the fuck out of me. You think I would know because I've actually completed this game twice, I think. Fucker. Just making sure this bastard is dead now. Jesus Christ. And there's one of those fucking Uncle Toy figurines. I actually shat myself. Ah, shit. Okay, I don't have the combination at the moment. This is fine.
Do you know which channel has the second most subscribed video?
I do not. Is it me?
Subscribers.
Is it me? I'm only joking, obviously. So now I have the hose so I can extinguish the flames of hell.
It's PewDiePie.
Who's he? I never heard of him. Who's PewDiePie? I'm only joking, by the way. Obviously, I've heard of him.
Is someone in here? Here, UBCS?
Yeah, careful. Come on, don't look at me like that, alright? I'm not an infected. No, wait, please!
What the
Just
fuck?
like that.
He was infected.
He might have been infected.
Oh, stars, this soft. No wonder so many of you dead.
And what are you, UBCS? Killing your own people?
He would have turned. There's your sense of self-preservation. Go back to the subway station. We don't need a bleeding heart like you getting in the way.
And that right there is the cold-blooded nature of the cold-blooded and cold-hearted nature of the Umbrella Corporation. Carlos is a cool guy. He doesn't have a clue what's going on. But Nikolai, well, he knows what's going on, and he is Umbrella through and through. So July 10th, 202 pounds, 12 laps of the yard, 2 circuits. Suck at prison. The Umbrella Corporation just recruited me for a job. A job. Don't know how they're gonna wipe out a little sentence for murdering 20 gangbangers, but whatever. I'll take it. Beats shitting away the rest of my life behind bars. I gotta get back into shape. July 26th, 196 pounds, 20-kilometer run, 3 circuits. Target practice at 400 yards, 5 misses. Caught the chain yesterday and got moved to a UBCS training camp where I fired my first bullet in 2 whole years. Missed a stationary target by 5 inches at 400 yards. I never fucking do that. It's like I forgot everything. Doesn't matter. I get sharp again. Watch me. August 15th, 190 pounds, 30-kilometer run, 3 circles. Target practice at 600 yards, 2 misses. Okay, I've got a shot. Grouping down to 3 inches. Feeling good, feeling good. After lunch, they put me through my first mock battle. The Cap and the other guys are good people. And god damn beasts of war of that. But what the fuck is up with that lunatic Nikolai? See? He's a lunatic. He used me as a fucking human shield just to score some extra points. September 25th, 181 pounds, 30-kilometer run, 4 circuits. Target practice at 60 yards, no misses. Murphy is back, baby. You'll never see me miss another target. Tomorrow I go on my first mission. Riot control in Raccoon City. I think Jimmy would have liked that. My brother was always the first to reach out and help people right up until those street punks took him away from me. Now it's my turn to do something good for a change, the way I know best. Well, he's fucking dead now. Fucking good that do. Oh god. September 28th, the Middle East, Eastern Europe, East Africa. I thought I knew what hell was. Figured I'd never check, no matter what was thrown at me. But crack. Fuck, now I can't read my eyes, I'm blurry. I'm so tired. But this job, the one that was supposed to be easy, a quick wage, I earned it. It all happened at once. There were 30 guys in our squad, all armed with state-of-the-art assault rifles, and yet they were wiped out in less than 48 hours. I've been through enough shit to know it only ever gets worse. And if that was just the beginning. Maybe I'm a coward, I don't care. It's the only way I have left. I just hope my body doesn't come back up after I pull the trigger. Well, hopefully it fucking won't, because I'll shoot you if it does. Okay, so in just a moment I will be discussing the Resident Evil reboot, where I have a lot to say about it, so stay tuned for that. Oh my god, I hate these bastards. Look at the fat bastard. It's like, did someone say pizza? Did you see how quickly he ran down that steps there?
like... Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
Okay, that's as far as Resident Evil 3 Remake is going to go. So I'm going to pause the game now because I won't be able to play it and talk at the same time. So I hope you enjoyed just a little bit of Resident Evil 3 Remake. I've played a lot of this game. I've completed this game, so no need for me to do a full walkthrough of the game. So I hope you enjoyed Resident Evil 3 Remake. Great way to celebrate 25 years of my beloved Resident Evil series. So now, moving on to my discussion of the upcoming Resident Evil Reboot movie, which releases in cinemas this September. I have a lot to say about it. I'm going to start off by saying that I am a huge fan of Paul Anderson's Resident Evil movie franchise. I loved what he did with those movies. He took the core elements of Resident Evil, used them to create a movie. In fact, a movie franchise. I liked that he told a new story in new settings.
Just the Resident Evil movies only.
Well, I like Mortal Kombat. The first Mortal Kombat. I want to point out that Paul Anderson had nothing to do with Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And I actually enjoyed Paul Anderson's Monster Hunter as well.
Senors.
But this was who? Hala Sudarias lads. I just completely slaughtered whatever the hell I just said. I slaughtered it anyway. Chad, specifically, I will be talking about Paul Anderson's Resident Evil movie franchise. So I liked that he as I said, he took the core elements of Resident Evil and used those elements to create a Resident Evil movie franchise. And I like the fact that he told a new story in new settings based around a new character while again maintaining the core elements of Resident Evil. So the movies were about a survivor, Alice, fighting against the horrors, zombies, nemesis, lickers of the Umbrella Corporation, and desperately trying to uncover the truth of the Umbrella Corporation and exposing that conspiracy to the world. It was all there in Resident Evil, the Resident Evil movie franchise. No different to Resident Evil Village. No different to Resident Evil 7. Those games feature a character that was never in the series before, Ethan Winters. Completely different in the fact that it's first person. Completely different in its setting. Louisiana and now Romania in Village. Completely different story. Like the Evelyn story, the Baker story. There's definitely going to be a different story in Village because it's about like these like apparent witches in like a castle in Romania. So change has happened in the video game series and continues to happen in the video game series. So why can people adapt and accept change?
Resident Evil Dead Aim Elbow Cup.
Will you fuck off with your dead aim, Chad? I'll dead aim in your forehead, no man, with a fucking handgun. No, I'm only joking. So yeah, I really did like Paul Anderson's Resident Evil movies. Every one of them, I loved it. As a long-term Resident Evil fan, I loved his movies. I felt like it was a journey. Like I was in first year, so I was like 13 when I saw the first Resident Evil movie, and I remember bunking off the afternoon of school to go into the cinema with my friend to see Resident Evil. And all those years later, like I mean, I would have been like late 20s, like fucking I don't know, I would have been like 29, something like that, 28, 29, when I saw Resident Evil, the final chapter. So what a journey! I loved it. I really did. So I'll just start off my Resident Evil reboot discussion by talking about how much I actually
I
loved.
liked that Nemesis wasn't CGI like the early Hulk movie.
Yeah, it wasn't CGI. It looked fantastic. Nemesis looked fantastic in Resident Evil Apocalypse. It looked absolutely amazing. So yeah, I want to start off my Resident Evil reboot discussion by talking about that I am a fan of Paul Anderson's movies, and I like what he did. I like the fact that he didn't just copy and paste the script of Resident Evil games onto the screen, because I have seen those games. I've played those games. I know what happens in those games. I don't necessarily want to sit and see those moments being recreated on a big screen, because where would the surprise be? I like the surprises of the Paul Anderson movies. I like the fact that I told a new story. I enjoyed it. I wanted to find out what happens next with Alice in every movie, because they always had this like cliffhanger ending in every Resident Evil movie. I wanted to find out, like the first movie, I wanted to find out, like, you know, Jesus, like what's going to happen with Alice, like, you know, in the second movie, like when they got captured, like, you know, I just always wanted to find out what was going to happen. I know what happens, Chris and Jill, after the mansion incident. I know what happens, Leon and Claire at the end of the Raccoon City Police Department. I don't need a lethal dose of nostalgia injected into my veins, which is now what I'm going to talk about when I actually talk about the actual Resident Evil reboot movie. So if anyone who doesn't know, the Resident Evil movie franchise is being rebooted. In a recent IGN interview, the director of the Resident Evil reboot was asked a lot of questions in 60 minutes, and the first question he was asked was, does the movie tell the story of Resident Evil 1 and then move into Resident Evil 2, or does it take place all in the one night? The director responded with, it all takes place over one night in Raccoon City. And when I heard that, I was pissed, disappointed. I had feared, ever since I saw the first images of the reboot, I was concerned that the movie, the reboot, was going to be nothing more than a glorified highlight reel of cutscenes from the first two Resident Evil games, and that the movie would just use nostalgia to excite viewers and get them to watch the movie. And I felt like they were doing that by showing you images of the Raccoon City Police Department and the mansion incident, and announcing all of these characters. It's going to have Jill, it's going to have Chris, Leon, Claire, Wesker, it's going to have Birkin, it's going to have Irons, it's
Flashback jumping in the intro, El Boca.
It's going to have Richard Akins and everything. It's going to have all of these characters. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love this. It's nostalgia. It's they're feeding off your nostalgia to get you excited for the movie. And when they more or less kind of spoke that it was going to show the mansion and the Raccoon City incident, or when they said it was going to, when they showed the mansion and the police department, I was concerned. I said to myself, and when I heard about all these characters from 1 and 2, I was saying to myself, wait a second now, are they going to tell the story of 1 and 2 and put all the characters from 1 and 2 into one 90-minute movie? I was saying to myself, hopefully that won't be the case. So when I heard the director confirming that the movie will take place over one night in Raccoon City, I was pissed. How are they going to be able to tell the Mansion incident, and the Raccoon City incident, as well as flesh out stories of Chris, Jill,
It takes
Leon,
Justice League 4
Claire.
hours.
Shush. I'm only joking. Just so all these characters, how are they going to be able to tell all of that story in one night, which doesn't make a damn bit of sense, which I'll get to in a moment, in one movie? It's going to be crammed.
Release the Resident Evil cut, elbow cup.
It's going to be crammed. It's going to be a mess. By the songs of it. As you would have seen at the start of this, the live stream of Resident Evil 3 Remake, the Raccoon City incident happened 3 months after the Mansion incident. Okay, the chronicle, canon-wise, like in the video game series, the Mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident did not happen in one night. The Mansion incident happened in one night. And months later, the Raccoon City incident happened. Okay? There's a reason why you have Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2. There's a reason why there's a sequel. Because it took 2 games to tell 2 stories. The first Resident Evil game told the story of the Mansion incident. The second Resident Evil game told the story of the Raccoon City incident. And it took 2 games to tell a story of 2 main characters.
September, Johnny will be a fanboy and talk positive about how great the film is, elbow cup.
I am 100% going to watch the Resident Evil reboot movie. There is no question about that. And I'm probably going to somewhat enjoy it, but I'm still very critical about it. And I just think people are so quick to criticize Paul Anderson's Resident Evil movie franchise, but blindly praise and defend this reboot when it's going to be nothing more than a glorified highlight reel of cutscenes from the first 2 Resident Evil games, and it's just going to be full of nostalgia. But how can they tell the story? And also
Albert Wesker dies in the first 10 minutes.
they also what's called race swapped Jill Valentine. Jill Valentine she's a fictional character, but she has an identity. She is an American. She's not of Nigerian descent. She's not a mixed race. She's American. So they're after mixing her race. I think they did it with Chris as well and some other characters. So I just think from the point of view of casting and from the point of view of storytelling, it's going to be a massive letdown. So yeah, there's a reason why there's 2 Resident Evil games, 1 and 2, because they tell.
Millionaire in MK elbow cup.
I didn't even take notice of that, to be honest with you, because Melina is from Outworld, a realm that doesn't even exist in any sort of I know Resident Evil is fiction, but it's still based in Earth and humans. The characters in Resident Evil are humans, and the world in which Resident Evil is set in is Earth, whereas in Mortal Kombat it's Outworld. So I'm not really too pushed about how Melina, a native of Outworld, a non-human character looks. But I would be kind of looking twice at Jill Valentine in the reboot movie as somebody who has Nigerian descent. I mean, I'm hello, did I know there was a heat wave in Raccoon City, during the Raccoon City incident, but that's one hell of a tan, But it's a strange one, why they've done that. But it's not. It wouldn't be my.
Birkin gay lovers.
Possibly, it wouldn't be my biggest concern though. So Resident Evil 1 and 2, the 2 separate games, because they tell 2 separate stories and they flesh out the stories of 2 main characters and then the supporting characters. Like Resident Evil 1, main characters Jill and Chris. And then your supporting characters would obviously be
Chris
like
Rainbow Field.
Chris Rainbow Field. We're probably not far away from it, man. Maybe at the end of Village, this dark, moody, grim, like like masculine Chris Redfield. At the end of it, he just gets a hug from Ethan, and then like just this rainbow just shoots from his veins, and he just turns into this like. Yeah, as you as you put it, Chris Rainbow Field. That's the ending of Resident Evil Village. Spoiled right there. I'm sorry everyone. That's the ending. Imagine, God Loom. So yeah, so knowing that Resident Evil Reboot takes place during one night in Raccoon City has me very pissed off, basically, because
What's the director work history?
I actually don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not particularly interested. I don't care if he worked on fucking Titanic, man. I don't care what he worked on. You do like
Probably college films. Face with Tears of Joy. Face with Tears of Joy.
by the songs of it. Like if he thinks he can cram in the story of the mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident, as well as all his characters in one night in one movie, man, he's not very experienced, and he doesn't seem to know the video game franchise. If it sounds to me like they're trying to stay true to the video games by bringing in all these characters and these locations. So if they're staying true to the video games, then why are they cramming two games, two stories, and all these characters into one movie? It's a very strange decision. It takes time to tell these stories. It takes time to flesh out the stories of the characters as well. Like we all know, this is not going to be a 2 hour movie. It's definitely not going to be a 3 hour movie. It's going to be a 90-minute movie. We all know it. It could even be less than 90 minutes. It could be 80 minutes. It's going to be a short enough movie. A lot happened in the mansion incident. A lot happened in the Raccoon City incident. And all of these characters have such a humongous backstory, and a lot has happened to those characters. A lot of story was told with those characters in those first two games. And the fact that they're cramming all of that story, all of that lore into a 90-minute movie, into one night. One night. Like, not one day, because there's 24 hours in a day. One night. A night is like 7-8 hours, like, to be realistic about it. Like how in the name of God can you possibly tell what happened in the mansion and what happened in Raccoon City and what Jill and Chris, Leon and Claire, and all the supporting characters went through? How can you tell all of that in one night? It's just not. It doesn't sound possible to me. I'd love to be proven wrong, but it just doesn't sound possible to me. I'm now going to talk about the actual mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident, and try to explain to you why it doesn't make sense to fit those two incidents, those two games, and all the characters into one movie. So the mansion incident happens before the mansion incident. I know that doesn't make sense, but let me explain. So stars. The reason
He has a
stars.
history of a few mediocre horror films. The Strangers and 47 Meters Down, the biggest films.
And I haven't seen any of those
the
films.
The guy writing it is also the writer to the new MK movie.
Oh, Jesus Christ on a stick. That has me even more worried now, to be honest with you. But I've seen the trailer of Mortal Kombat, and it does look good. And it doesn't seem like there's an issue with anything being crammed in there, apart from like throwing in a good few characters here and there. Like Gore is probably going to show up for like 2 minutes and be killed straight away. I think it's pretty much confirmed.
Mortal Kombat looks amazing, TBF.
Oh, Mortal Kombat looks amazing. Mortal Kombat is just fine. But Resident Evil, different story. Different story altogether. So like there's a lot. Again, the mansion incident is a massive incident, and a lot happened in that. So it all starts with bizarre
Not
killings.
according to IMBD, he isn't.
Chad Middleton being the fucking I don't know, the guy who investigates. I don't even know, to be honest with you. But anyway,
Director and writer, same person.
Director and writer the same. Okay, but anyway. So the mansion incident starts off before stars even arrive into the mansion. So before Chris and Jill and their colleagues arrive in the mansion, there's a story. It's bizarre killings that happened on the outskirts of Raccoon City, around the Arklay mansion. And it takes a bit of time for the Raccoon City Police Department to actually take these killings serious and to actually investigate. And the reason why is because the Raccoon City Police Department are actually infiltrated by the Umbrella Corporation, and the Umbrella Corporation is desperately trying to prevent the Raccoon City Police Department from actually investigating these killings, because it's obviously down to them. It's down to their virus being leaked around the surrounding area. But eventually, they can't bury their heads in the sand any further, so they're sent in to investigate. And it's Bravo team that's sent in to investigate first. Bravo team is sent into the hideout of what they believe to be cannibals in the Raccoon City forest around the mansion area. Their helicopter crashes. The Bravo team lose contact with them. They get worried, so the Alpha team lose contact with the Bravo team. The Alpha team then are sent in to investigate the disappearance of the Bravo team. I'm going to get Bravo and Alpha mixed up all the time, don't worry. They're sent in to investigate.
I have to stay away from Wikipedia then, elbow cup.
Well, normally Wikipedia is correct, man. Normally Wikipedia is correct, so that's a strange one. So the Bravo team are sent in. They find the helicopter. They find fucking, I'm not forgetting his name now, but the guy in the helicopter is like completely like fucking ripped to shreds. They get attacked by zombie dogs. They run into the mansion, and that's where the mansion incident actually happens. And so much goes on in that mansion. Like they hear a gunshot by Mr. Burton. Wesker is like saying, Chris and Jill, you go and investigate. Or no, it's actually Chris goes on his own, depending on who you choose. So if you play as Jill Valentine, Chris is missing. You hear a gunshot, and Barry and Jill go to investigate. They come back, Wesker's gone. They go looking for Wesker, and just basically over time, they encounter the horrors of the Umbrella Corporation, all their biological weapons, zombies and lickers and hunters, and not lickers, sorry, hunters. They eventually get to the underground lab, where they face off the tyrant. They discover Wesker's betrayal. Discover that Wesker was actually an operative of the Umbrella Corporation, and he was ordered.
There's an outright clan meeting at the mansion, elbow cup.
There was Wesker was ordered to lure stars into the mansion to dispose of them, so they wouldn't be, poking the nose around the Umbrella. But more importantly, to gather combat data on the biological weapons. That was Wesker's orders. But there's a lot,
anti-lockdown protest.
An anti-lockdown protest in the mansion, organised by Oswald E. Spencer. So that's pretty much the mansion incident. But you can't just flash forward all of that. You have to flesh that out. You have to flesh all of that out. It takes time to tell that story. You can't just grab cutscenes from the game and just put them together into a movie. You have to flesh that out. It takes time. The mansion incident alone, in my opinion, would go beyond 90 minutes. And that's just the mansion incident. And then, as I mentioned, all these characters that are in the game. So you've got other members of Stars. You have Rebecca Chambers. You have Richard Akins.
Yes,
you have Enrico. You have all of this happening, going on. then the Raccoon City incident. And just like the Mansion incident, the Raccoon City incident happens before Raccoon City even gets infected by the T-virus. So what happens is the surviving members of STARS, because a lot of their colleagues died in the Mansion incident, they go directly to the Raccoon City Police Department to report their findings and their results of their investigation, knowing that the Umbrella Corporation were behind it, knowing that that Wesker was working for Umbrella. They tell Chief Brian Irons all of this.
The running time isn't confirmed yet. I would be interested to see what it will be.
Oh man, it'll be 90 minutes. I'll bet my life on it. It'll be 90 minutes. This is a movie it's not like, this is not going to be a huge movie, like in any sense of the word. Some people are even saying, because they've crammed the two movies the two incidents into the two games into the one movie, that they're actually kind of planning this movie not to be successful. So they wanted to do everything in the one movie in case they wouldn't get a chance to make a second movie. It's not going to be huge. It's going to be 90 minutes, man. I'm telling you, if anything, it'll be less than 90 minutes. I can tell that for a fact. Well, I can't tell you for a fact, but I would bet my life on it, to be honest with you. So the Raccoon City, so they go to Chief Brian Irons and they tell Chief Brian Irons Wesker was behind it, Umbrella was behind it, this is what happened. But because Chief Brian Irons was receiving bribes from the Umbrella Corporation to keep quiet of Umbrella's research in Raccoon City and all their biological weapons, Chief Brian Irons didn't listen. He suspended Jill Valentine, and basically case closed. Case closed, nothing to see here. So Jill, Chris, Barry, the rest of the STARS members, they decide to go to Umbrella's headquarters in Europe, continue their investigation, and actually Chris kind of did like an internal investigation into the G virus, which he kind of found out about, and actually investigated Chief Irons as well to find out like was there anything suspicious about him, and found out eventually that he was actually taking bribes from the Umbrella Corporation, and he had a shady background as well. And while all this was happening, William Birkin, which was a researcher at the Umbrella Corporation facility in Raccoon City, he developed the G virus, the successor to the T virus, much more superior virus. It chooses its hosts genetically. Superior the hosts with superior genetics. Basically, the G virus would like actually reproduce itself in a host. It was more advanced than the T virus anyway. He created that. Umbrella Corporation came to steal it. He wasn't going to let it go so quickly. There was gunfire. He was shot, but he injected himself with the T virus. And the T virus spilt onto the floor. Rats spread it through the sewers of Raccoon City, and that's how Raccoon City got infected. That alone, like that's something that has to be told on screen. And then there's the actual incident itself. So, like, you know, Leon arrives in Raccoon City, his first day on the job, doesn't even know what's going on. Eventually finds himself in a zombie-infested city, finds out what is behind it all. Claire Redfield arrives in the city to look for her lost brother Chris. You know, there's all of this happening. They go into the Raccoon City Police Department. They even go around the city a little bit. They go into the sewers. All of these locations, all of this story. You know, how can you put all of that into one night? In the name of God, how can you put all of that into the Mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident and all those characters and flesh out all those characters' story into one 90-minute movie? I don't think it's possible. And I'm not the only person who thinks this. I actually originally thought that I was the only person that was mentioning this, but I've seen a good few comments now, especially after the director confirming that the Reboot movie will happen over one night in Raccoon City. After him confirming that, a lot of people have been sharing my concern, actually. Now I'm going to talk about people's reaction to this. Oh, it's just so hypocritical. to begin with. I've had people pointing out, oh, but it's an adaptation. It's going to be telling an original story. It's just based off the games. It's not entirely like the game. So my response to them was, oh, so a bit like Paul Anderson's movie. So, and I put in the old smart smart smiling face, smart kind of smirk emoji, just to wreck their fucking head, like, because they're so hypocritical. So you're going to hate on Paul Anderson for telling an original story with original settings, with original characters, while including the Umbrella Corporation zombies and a survivor. You're going to completely shit all over that. But then when I come at you for the reboot, just basically being a carbon copy of the games and just relying on nostalgia alone and cramming all this content into one movie, you're going to come out there and say, oh, but it's not going to be completely based off the games and they're going to change things here and there. It's just so fucking hypocritical, isn't it? But I can't understand how anyone can think that that they can actually achieve this, that they can fit all this into one movie. And then you have the kind of comments that say, oh, but you haven't seen the movie yet, so how can you judge it? No, I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm going off what the director is telling us. And at the end of the day, to me, it doesn't sound good what the director is telling me as a potential viewer of his movie. He's telling me that this movie takes place during one night. He's telling me that this movie is telling the story of the Mansion incident and the Raccoon City incident in one night. He's telling me that all of these characters, and believe me, there's a lot of them. Again, the full list, you've got Jill, Chris, Leon, Claire, Wesker, Birkin, Irons, Richard Aiken, Enrico, and others. Like, he's telling us that all of this is going to be told during one night, in one movie. Like, that's what I'm basing it off. No, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm basing it off what the director himself is saying. So that's what I'm basing it off. So it's kind of funny how people kind of respond, but like, oh, but you haven't seen the movie. No, I haven't seen the movie, but I don't need to see the movie to have the opinion that I have, because it's based off what the director himself has said. I think, like, let's call a spade here. Like, I mean, this movie is for people who hate Paul Anderson, and more importantly, people who hate Paul Anderson's Resident Evil movie franchise. And that's what it is. So it doesn't matter what this movie ends up becoming. It doesn't matter what direction the director takes the movies in. As long as the movies don't have Alice and Paul Anderson isn't directing the movie, then they're going to be all over it. And to finalize the deal, to complete members, just to add, that extra, seal of finality, that these fans are going to, oh my God, I mean, it's funny really that people say to me that you haven't seen the movie, why are you criticizing it? Yet I see people losing their shit, like loving this movie. Oh my God, this movie is fantastic. It's amazing. It's going to be brilliant. Just literally like creaming their pants with excitement. But have those people seen the movie? It works both ways. If you're going to come at me for not watching the movie when I criticize it, I'm going to come at you for not watching the movie when you're praising it. Because it works both fucking ways. So that's pretty much it. So in a nutshell, I'm not optimistic.
They shit on him and wife, but his movies hit bank at the box office.
Yeah, exactly. What are they doing with their lives? When's the last time they had a movie that fucking broke the box office? I mean, one thing that cannot be disputed, and it's the financial success of the Resident Evil movie franchise. Nobody can deny that. Nobody can deny that. Whatever your opinion is of Paul Anderson, his wife, and the Resident Evil movies, nobody can take away how successful those movies have been. So, in a nutshell, I'm not optimistic, and the reason I'm not optimistic is because I fail to see how anyone can tell the stories of Resident Evil 1 and 2, Mansion Incident, Raccoon City Incident, into one 90-minute movie during one night. I'm trying to think, did I leave anything out? No, that's pretty much it, really. And also, it's a real somber way. It's a real dull, dreary, miserable, fucking way to end a special Resident Evil 25th anniversary live stream. But it is what it is. I mean, it's passion, you know. It's my passion of Resident Evil. Like, my channel is all about sharing my passion of video games with the whole world. So this is passion. You know, I'm passionate about Resident Evil. I want the best for Resident Evil. I want the best for the movie adaptations. You know, and I just feel like the reboot could be a lot better. I just think they could. There's so much backstory there. There's so much backstory there. Like, I spoke about this before. Like, I mean, they can tell the story of, you know, of how the mansion was built. They could tell the story of the Trevor family, Spencer. You know, just the whole story of Oswald Spencer and the foundation of Umbrella Corporation. Just there's so much they could tell and do, and I just, oh Jesus, like, I mean,
The Walking Dead elbow cup.
The Walking Dead. I've seen comments actually about that. Actually, is that don't know where The Walking Dead kind of comes into this, apart from the zombies, like, and stuff like that. Like, but I just and it's funny that you should mention The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is obviously a comic, as far as I am aware. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But as far as I'm aware, The Walking Dead is a comic, or at least a graphic novel type thing, before it hit TV screens. So what's actually interesting is, like Paul Anderson or hate Paul Anderson, but Paul Anderson is actually responsible for bringing zombies back onto the screen. Before Resident Evil released in cinemas, there actually wasn't a modern zombie movie or anything on television or anything like it.
You're not wrong.
Thank you. It's nice to hear that. Nice to hear you're not wrong. So Paul Anderson is actually credited for bringing, like, zombies back into the mainstream. So again, like, nobody can deny the influence and impact and success of Paul Anderson's. So I'm coming to the defense of Paul Anderson, is what I'm doing. I'm coming to the defense of Paul Anderson. When everyone else is blindly hating on him, I'm coming to his defense. And I think I hope that people who watch the Reboot movie will come away thinking, God, maybe Paul Anderson was right all of this time. Maybe the way that he did the movies, maybe it makes sense now to tell a new story with new characters, in new locations, in a new way, while maintaining the core elements of Resident Evil. Maybe that was the way to go about it. Maybe I didn't need to sit there and have the story of the Mansion Incident and Raccoon City Incident crammed down my throat like a rushed fucking lunch. You know, hey, you want to go for lunch? Oh yeah, I'd love to. Here's a sandwich. Well, down your throat. Here's a drink. You know, eat up. Hurry up. Come on, out the door. You know, that's literally what it's going to be like. A rushed fucking lunch, you know. You can't even like you haven't even sat down 2 minutes and your food is basically shoved down your throat, like, you know. Like maybe they're gonna come away from the reboot and feel like they didn't want that experience. They didn't want all this crammed down their throat, like, you know. Oh, here's the welcome to Raccoon City sign. Oh my god, amazing, boom. 2 seconds later, gone, never again seen. You know, there's the outside of the mansion. Oh my god, there's the inside. Oh my god, there's a dining table. Oh, this is the best movie ever. 10 out of 10. Why? Oh, because the dining table looked like it. Well, it looked like a dining table. You know. Oh, there's the Raccoon City Police Department looking like exactly like it did in the game. Oh, 10 out of 10. You know, it's like, fuck off, like, you know, really. I mean, I like Pattinson and how he gave the movie franchise such a fresh take. I mean, one thing in particular is the actual like when everything comes together in the final chapter. When you have like Doctor Isaac's plan for like extinction, like to literally wipe out humanity, because he felt like humanity were you were basically destroying themselves anyway. And that was fucking amazing, like to see a completely different side of Umbrella, to see that real kind of like that real like fucking like you know culty type kind of take on the Umbrella Corporation. That was really unique, and I liked that. I really did, and it all tied into the original concept, like the reason why T virus was created. Well, actually, it was originally created by the movies version of James Marcus to basically cure his daughter from this like condition that made his daughter age dramatically. And it's funny because you know what? Everyone seems to be hating on everyone seems to be hating on Paul Anderson's Resident Evil movie franchise, but they seem to ignore the influence that he has left behind, and even the influence in the video games. There's a Resident Evil game, like it's either the Umbrella Chronicles or Dark Side Chronicles. I want to say Umbrella Chronicles. There's literally the Red Queen is in that game. The Red Queen is in the game. Anyone who's played Resident Evil 7 will know Evelyn and her condition towards the end of the game. She aged dramatically. Like she went from an 11-year-old girl to like a 90-year-old woman in fucking one night. You know, in Resident Evil 7. So that was told. That kind of story was told in Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. So yeah, Paul Anderson's influence cannot be ignored, even in the video games. So don't discount Paul Anderson so quickly, you know. But look, as I said, I am definitely going to be watching this movie.
Paul Anderson was second choice when Sony fired film legend George Romero.
But have you seen the script? I know he's the legendary George Romero. Oh, he's the legendary George Romero. Oh, he's just Mr. Zombie himself. Okay. And by the way, he deserves all that credit, okay? He made amazing zombie movies. He was an amazing director. But have you actually read the script? Because the script has since been released online and it's widely available. Seriously, like Chris is not more than Jill Valentine's like fucking friend with benefit. He is some sort of a Native American type thing. It's just completely and utterly like it's a crazy ass script. So I don't know if you've read the script, Chad, but I would advise you to read the script before you sing that man's praises as like you know that Paul Anderson was like second choice. I'm glad that Sony chose
no,
Paul Anderson.
I haven't read it.
Well, you should. I would advise you to read it because it's just not Resident Evil. Like if that hit the screen, all authentic and fiction contradict each other. So a bit of a strange one. But all he would be able to offer is a fantastic like horror kind of experience, like from the point of view of zombies. Like it's kind of cheap, really. I think it was kind of a cheap kind of thing, like really to kind of like
I didn't mean it as a diss.
No, I know. Oh God, no. Jeez, I know. But he was George Romero was actually he actually made he made a commercial for Resident Evil 2, the game. Uh, so like that's kind of where it all kind of came from. Like, oh, we'll get George Romero to do it, but it's a very like cheap. It's so cheap. Like, you know, like, oh, we have a video game about zombies. Oh, therefore we got to get George Romero to do the movie because he made zombies. Does he know Resident Evil? Has he played Resident Evil? Does he understand Resident Evil? Can he tell a different type of zombie story instead of like zombies rising from the grave? Ooh, you know, like Resident Evil is not about that. Resident Evil tells the zombie story from the perspective of biology, science, genetic experimentation, biological weaponry, viruses. You know, there's a completely different take on it. Like, I haven't watched a whole lot of George Romero movies, but I know like that like fucking he did Dawn of the Dead, didn't he? Like it's a completely different type of movie. So I'm glad that he didn't actually make a Resident Evil movie after seeing the script. Before I saw his script, I thought to myself, Jesus, that would have been amazing. But you know what, though? Do you know who should have actually made a Resident Evil movie? I don't know when these novels actually got released. I don't know the time period. I don't know if they got released before Paul Anderson's movies
That's
or
what
after.
the second movie was about until they went to the mall.
That's what the second Resident Evil was about before they went to the mall. Yeah, maybe. But there's actually a woman called, I think her name is S.D. Perry, I think. She wrote the novels, the Resident Evil novels. Not movie novels now that you would see from time to time. Like whenever there's a movie, sometimes those movies get accompanied by a novel. But I'm talking now about an actual novels that are actually based off the games. Um, I read the first novel telling the story of the mansion incident, and Jesus Christ, after reading that novel, that's what I want to see on the big screen. That's what I want to see. I, I can't tell, like, I'm not going to like tell you every single thing in it, but it just, holy shit, like, I mean, it does the opposite. It does the opposite to what the reboot has done. The complete opposite. You know the way like Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter are based off books, and you know the way there's like obviously like you know there's three Lord of the Rings including the Hobbit movies, and then like there's multiple.
Rob Zombie's Resident Evil elbow cup.
Rob Zombie's Resident Evil. Oh man, if Rob Zombie made Resident Evil, they'd probably have you like feeling sorry for Albert Wesker. That probably fucking you probably had a tyrant going around like you know just I just want a hug. I had a hard life. I just want a hug. You know, kind of shit like, you know, you're probably going to get Rob fucking Zombie. Look, I enjoyed Rob Zombie's Halloween. I enjoyed watching it as a movie. You know, I did. I enjoyed watching it as a movie. But, like, I'm sorry, but the turn Michael Myers human is just like, it's like when Kane took off his fucking mask. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You just completely ruined the fucking mystique of the fucking character. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, without bashing Rob Zombie, I'm going to go back to bashing the Resident Evil reboot. Although I've forgotten where the fuck I was now, to be honest. So like the novels, they just did the opposite to what this reboot is going to do. Instead of cramming all of these events in quick succession, it actually dragged it out in a good way. Like in a really good way. Like you really got to know who Jill Valentine was. You really got to know who Chris was. You really got to know what kind of the atmosphere of the Raccoon City Police Department, where all these stars members hung out. You really got to see the bizarre killings in the outskirts of Raccoon City unfold and how they felt about it and their views on what it was and what it couldn't be, and just all of this story fleshed out, dragged out, again in a good way. In a good way. It told a story. It told a story. And I think what the director of the reboot needs to understand here is you're making a movie. And with a movie, it's about storytelling. The video game is about playing. So it's not about, oh, we're going to just replicate the Raccoon City Police Department and the mansion and everyone's going to love it. That's not what makes a movie. A story makes a movie. So I think when you're adapting a video game into a movie, you have to think of it from the point of view of story, and you really have to flesh out that story, not cram that story, down your throat like a rushed lunch. So that's all I had to say really about the reboot. I'm going to be watching it. Needless to say, that's the thing about me. Anything that I'm passionate about, anything that I really like, I'm still going to watch it. I will be critical of it, but I'd still watch it, Like even with Rob Zombie, I bashed Rob Zombie there for his portrayal of Michael Myers in the Halloween reboot. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie, but I still have an opinion about it, and I'm still critical about it. I just think that like really like turning like Michael Myers into this troubled child. It's okay that you that you just completely slaughtered an entire town. It's okay that you did all that. So look, you had a hard life. You know what I mean? That's okay. It's okay that you fucking you stabbed your sister. That's totally fine. She had a hard life, Michael. I mean, I just can't take that seriously. I just can't take that shit serious. You know what I mean? Like the story that John Carpenter told in Halloween was he is basically the essence of evil. Like he is evil in every sense of the word. Do you know what I mean? That's what John Carpenter told. There was no human explanation to it. There didn't need to be a human explanation to it. And that's what makes those movies good. So yeah, but I suppose I don't know. Maybe he just he obviously
writing books and making money off Michael Myers' elbow cup.
Oh yeah. I am obviously he wanted to take it in a different direction. It's supposed a bit like what I spoke about there of how Paul Anderson took the Resident Evil series in. So he just told a different kind of different perspective, but I kind of laughed at it like in a way, like but I watched it, I enjoyed it, but I kind of laughed at it at the same time. I was like, really, but it is what it is. I liked it again, but yeah. So that is the end of my Resident Evil 25th anniversary stream slash bashing the Resident Evil reboot, lads. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I will say good night now to you all, and I will see you next time in the next live stream of Green Hill Gaming. So thank you for being a part of Green Hill Gaming. Sleep well. Don't let the zombies bite. Don't let Pat Anderson hear you criticizing his movies. So adios, amigos.
Good vids.